Venezuela is one of the world's most remarkable countries, thanks to its immense oil wealth. Today, it stands as the nation with the largest proven oil reserves in the world. According to energy data, Venezuela's underground oil reserves are estimated at around 300 billion barrels. This staggering figure places the country at the very top of the global oil league, cementing its potential influence in the world's energy markets. This number far exceeds the reserves of some of the world's leading oil producers, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, and Canada. On paper, Venezuela is recognized as the #1 oil-rich country on the planet. In particular, the Orinoco Oil Belt in the east holds the majority of these extraordinary reserves, positioning Venezuela as a highly strategic and critical player in global energy geopolitics. A large portion of Venezuela's oil reserves is concentrated in a region known as the Orinoco. This area represents a significant part of the country's oil wealth. Orinoco is home to one of the largest heavy and extra-heavy oil reserves in the world. The sheer size of these reserves makes Venezuela one of the leading oil countries globally, but the production process is far from straightforward. The main challenge is that most of the oil in Orinoco is heavy crude. Extracting and refining heavy oil is much more difficult compared to conventional light crude. It is more expensive because it requires significantly more energy and investment. It demands advanced technology and specialized equipment. These challenges turn Venezuela's enormous oil potential into a serious disadvantage. In other words, although the country has massive reserves, extracting and processing them in an economically viable and sustainable way is extremely difficult. In the past, Venezuela was producing over 3 million barrels of oil per day. Today, however, production has fallen significantly due to lack of investment, infrastructure problems, and international sanctions. As a result, daily output has dropped between 700,000 and 1 million barrels per day. This means that only a small fraction of Venezuela's oil potential is currently being utilized. Although it is not discussed as much as oil, Venezuela is also extremely rich in natural gas. The country's estimated natural gas reserves range between 5 and 6 trillion cubic meters, placing Venezuela among the top 10 countries in the world with the largest natural gas reserves. However, much of Venezuela's natural gas remains underutilized. A significant portion is either flared or left untapped, primarily due to insufficient infrastructure and lack of investment. If Venezuela were able to use its natural gas reserves effectively, it could gain significant advantages in energy production, exports to other countries, and support for domestic industries. Despite being extremely resource-rich, the country still faces the challenge that turning these resources into economic and strategic benefits requires advanced technology and substantial investment. Venezuela is not only a country rich in oil and natural, it is also home to vast gold reserves. Large gold deposits are found especially in Bolivar State in the Orinoco mining belt. Venezuela's estimated gold reserves are believed to be between 8,000 and 10,000 tons. These figures place Venezuela among the richest gold-holding countries in the world. However, gold production in the country faces serious problems. Much of the mining is carried out in ways that are illegal, unregulated, and highly damaging to the environment. As a result, despite its enormous gold potential, Venezuela struggles to turn this resource into a safe, sustainable, and economic advantage. It is home to one of the largest iron ore reserves in Latin America. The country's main iron ore regions are Cerro, Bolivar, and El Pao. The estimated iron ore reserves are approximately 2 to 3 billion tons, making it a highly strategic resource for steel production. However, most of the mining facilities are old, poorly maintained, and inefficient, limiting Venezuela's ability to fully capitalize on this valuable resource. Venezuela possesses the resources necessary for bauxite and aluminium production. In particular, the Bolivar region is highly suitable for the aluminium industry. At one point, Venezuela was one of Latin America's leading aluminium producers. However, due to energy crises and halted investments, the sector has declined significantly, preventing the country from fully leveraging its natural advantages. Venezuela is also rich in a variety of other minerals, including diamonds, nickel, coal, and phosphate. Its diamond deposits are particularly notable for small-scale but high-quality production. In addition, the country is believed to host rare earth elements that have not yet been fully explored, suggesting Venezuela may hold even greater untapped mineral wealth.
Here we come to the most important question. With all this oil and mineral wealth, why is Venezuela still poor? The main reasons are: the economy is almost entirely dependent on oil, misguided economic policies, corruption, lack of technology and investment, international sanctions. As a result, Venezuela's underground wealth has not translated into above-ground prosperity. In addition, years of political instability, inadequate infrastructure, and institutional weaknesses have prevented the country from using its resources efficiently and ensured that the population has not been able to enjoy a decent standard of living. In summary, Venezuela is a country that holds the largest proven oil reserves in the world, possesses vast gold and mineral deposits, and has the potential to become a global energy powerhouse. However, this potential cannot stand on its own. Without proper governance, sustained investment, and long-term stability, even the richest natural resources are not enough to create prosperity. If Venezuela can use its resources in a more efficient, more transparent, and more sustainable way, it could once again become a major player on the global energy stage in the future. What do you think about this topic? Let's talk in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this.